Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tour de France 24, episode number 40. We're heading into what is certainly going to be the last season. We're going to win the Tour de France. I think it's going to be pretty damn comfortable, honestly, after what we've just been through after our level ups. Following our first Tour de France, where we got all those attribute points that we were needing to be competitive for it. Well, I think we're going from being kind of competitive to just total domination. At least it feels like we're headed that direction. Anyway, new season coming. 3.5 million euros added towards our budget after finishing number 2 in the team rankings. We could also recruit any rider, maximum rating of 85, which is the maximum rating. Just for a quick, let's see what's out there. Here's what's available to us. We could literally hire the best riders in the world. Vingegaard, Pogacar, Roglic, all within our budget. Speaking of our budget, I'm at 1.5 million now. The Hills category ratings are a little bit lower, but it's Yates, it's Pidcock that have the highest ratings and all significantly more affordable than those best climbers. In the sprint department, outside of Philipsen, who is a clear top sprinter, same sort of thing. There's a definite pecking order, but pretty dang affordable once you get outside of the first few guys. The versatile riders are something we're going to need. If I'm going to go on and be successful and win the Tour de France, I'm going to need some climbers around me, and I'm going to need a couple versatile riders to take with us to control. Assuming that we are going to take an early lead and have to control it throughout the race, having a couple of versatile riders is going to be huge. McNulty has been pretty damn useful to us this past season. Turgis has not. Turgis has not been getting selected. Diaz, Piganzoli, Quinn, probably Gorka, maybe Chris Hamilton. They're going to have to go. And we'll be filling out the team a little bit. I think 11 riders is fine. We don't necessarily need 15, just the way the game's designed. It's not hard to use your team repeatedly. For the moment, I've only cleared out 3 spots. That gives us 3.6 million. Plenty to go around. As much as I'd love Van der Poel or Van Aert, or Venepol for that matter, I do think we needed to go that little bit further down to get something like a Mads Pedersen or a Filippo Ganna. Or I think a Mohoric is a pretty good pickup. There you go. Yeah, Mohoric is a great pickup. Good cobble rating, so it can help us in a pinch when we get into those scenarios. Decent climber, definitely a good mountain climber, or medium mountain or hills climber, and that strong flat rating with 78, and much more affordable than some of the others around us. So first signing is Mohoric. That gets us into that range of having 2 strong versatile riders now. I'm going to add one more to that mix because I don't count McNulty necessarily as that versatile domestique type, and so Stefan Kung with an 80 flat rating and then can climb a bit and has that cobble rating is going to be the one setting us up to complete what we need in that department. So following the signing of our versatile group, done in that category, we have 2.6 million left. Sprint is one of those areas where Toynes didn't do much and Cockard was okay, but I think we could definitely upgrade on Toynes. I think Caden Groves will fill that need pretty well. Definitely stronger than Cockard at this point, and at 400k leaves us plenty of money left for the areas where we need it. He'll provide an 80 sprint, 78 acceleration, decent flat rating, so he can also be used in various other means, but a little bit stronger climber than some of the other sprinters around. Right now, we only have a single hills rider in Chris Hamilton, and Chris Hamilton did all right last season. Side by side of Simon Yates and Hamilton clearly shows, though, just how much better we could get. but I don't think I need to have a lot of punchers, and I think Chris Hamilton did okay. So I'm going to actually keep him on the roster, and we're just going to look to add one more. But we have limitations on what we can go after as there's requirements. And most of this is just looking for riders above a 75 overall. I think Michael Matthews can serve a couple needs for us. Yeah, he's 34, but that doesn't matter in the game. He's got that 78 hills, but he can sprint, not like he used to, but he can still sprint pretty dang well, enough so to have some success in that department. He can also climb a little bit better than some of those that are out there, but he's got good resistance. He's got an okay cobble rating, really good downhill ability, so I'm going to take Michael Matthews. That also suddenly unlocks what we needed to get a top rider in which case we might, after all, eliminate a Hamilton type to put that money elsewhere. Simon Yates, 560k is super affordable and comes in with a 79 mountain. Can really work as a strong domestique when we need. That's too good to pass up on. To have Groves, I have to have Hamilton at this point, so we will keep Hamilton around. But that puts us into the mountain category, where we have Piganzoli, myself, Jay Vine, Gorka Izagira. Kind of weak in the mountain climbing, but I wanted to get to this point to see what sort of budget we would have left and what we can do with it. I think Gorka is probably your first one, or is it Piganzoli? I mean, what sort of difference are we talking about between Piganzoli and Gorka? 75 mountain and medium mountain. Well, Gorka is 73. Definitely weaker. At this point, I can't get rid of either of them either, as as Groves requires their presence. So looking at our options, I'm not going to go for one of the top three guys, right? I want to compete against them. I don't want them working for me. I don't want to build the super team. But it'd be nice to have a couple pretty solid options around us. So we're going to look that little bit further down at something a little more affordable. And we've already got Simon. Do we want to reunite with Adam? Sure. I love a good reunion story. We'll bring Adam and Simon back together. Did I have Jan on the team earlier? I mean, obviously we got Gorka. I think we had Jan on the team in the previous year, but we let him go. Did we not? I think we did. So it'll be the second time we brought brothers together. 830k left. I'm wondering, though, have I freed up anything to go? Well, Piganzoli and Gorka don't need to go necessarily either. I guess having the larger team is having a larger team. At this point, we really only need to sign one more support rider. Bernal does not feel like a support rider, but in real life, he has become one. Very much has become one. Yeah, I think based on the budget, the best option out there is Egon Bernal. Great signing. We've got a little bit of cash left, but I think we're probably pretty good at this point with the roster that we have. Obviously a lot of climbers, but if anything, I suppose where we aren't balanced would be in the sprint department. So can we get rid of Gorka now? No. What about Piganzoli? Still no. Then that does it. I mean, that settles it at this point. I like Hamilton, and same thing, they don't want him gone either. So that is our team set, unless I want to spend my remaining 180k just on filling Mark Cavendish, giving him a shot. Arnaud Damar, any younger up-and-coming? Oh, Vandenberg. No need. That's going to be it. That is our roster for this final season. So, some changes. The addition of Mohoric and Kung to support the team, specifically at the Tour de France and Paris-Nice. The addition of Caden Groves to get a little bit stronger in the sprint department, where Cockard struggled just to score top 10s. I think Caden Groves should much more easily do that. Maybe even get the occasional top 5. The addition of a puncher / sprinter in Michael Matthews also gives us a little bit of diversity in that area. Can cover some things. and has very good descending skills to help us in a pinch, in a time of need. Proper puncher in Simon Yates, one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world right now. Ratings wise, they've got him as the best in the world, and he's going to be super helpful in many facets, and will very much be on our Tour de France roster. And then two big time climbers to come in alongside without losing any of the ones that we had. We add Adam Yates and Egan Bernal, who will be guys that I think we can get into the top 10 at the tour while I'm racing for the overall. We've got a solid team that can compete now. And the last thing we're going to look at is the favorite for the Tour de France. Vingegaard still is that favorite. He's an 83.2 overall. I'm an 81.6, but let's take a look in the direct comparison of our attributes. And that is identical flat ratings. I'm much faster in a sprint, so winning a stage is much more my thing. I think Pogacar is going to have something similar. Maybe we'll glance at his as well as the other favorite, possibly Roglic too, though I don't think Roglic will be competing very well for a podium with the three of us. Vingegaard, Pogacar, and myself, probably favorites for that podium. Anyway, Hills rating a little bit stronger for Vingegaard. He's still got a couple points on me, but I'm stronger in the medium mountain by a couple points, and only 2 points behind in the mountain. He's the best pure climber, but I seem to handle things a little bit better and hang in there a lot easier and a lot better than other riders do. Difficulty level wise, I suppose that's a big factor in that. Where he's definitely got an edge on me is he's still a much better time trialist. But I've got a +2 edge in stamina, which I think makes up for that mountain rating. +5 in resistance, which makes up for it, and adds to the sprint capability. We have very similar cobble ratings, so if I have a problem with some sort of Paris-Roubaix type stage, he and I are both going to suffer similarly. Much better agility, so better downhill, and we have identical A+ ratings in recovery. As for Pogacar, he's a little bit stronger in the flat, but I'm actually a faster sprinter than him. I'm surprised his rating's not a 71 or 72. It's not great, but gosh, the guy wins a lot of sprints at the end of stages or monuments, etc. Much stronger hills rating than myself, but we are very similar as climbers. Again, stronger as a time trialist. I love how his ratings are pretty much identical to Vingegaard in that department. Stamina, I'm +2, resistance +4. Cobble, he does have that edge, and that makes sense, and he's got a good agility, and you can see why when you especially put in the difficulty modifier that we have, why I should be a favorite at this point, because they're no longer significantly better than me, and I was competing with them just fine without, and I've beaten them plenty of times. Not all the time, hence the 6th place of the Tour de France. But now I have the kind of ratings that pretty much match theirs. Pretty much. Not quite. I'm still a little behind. In fact, Roglic is the one I'm closest to. So the final direct comparison is going to be 73 flats, identical. Much faster sprinting, again, for me. Hills, definitely a little behind, but almost identical as climbers. Time trial, again, a ways behind, and he's got the same as the others. I do have a bit of an edge when it comes to stamina resistance, and a much bigger advantage in agility over him. But otherwise, our ratings are right there. I think that 0.3 that he has is that hills advantage that he's carrying, and even more so the time trialing. I make up for it a bit, being a strong sprinter, having good agility. I nearly catch him. My value is 1.5 million. His is 1.4. But I'm 14 years younger. So looking at the calendar for the year, here's the initial plan. We're going to bypass the first race. We've dominated that one already. Paris-Nice, different matter. I'll be heading to that race. We're going to skip our first monument as it's just a pure sprint. We don't need to get into that. But I will take on the two challenges that are going to be probably the last obstacles that are actually going to be quite tough to be able to do well at. I think we have a better chance at the Ronde than we do at Paris-Roubaix. I don't think we have any chance at all at Paris-Roubaix, but it'll be nice to go out and try. It's my favorite race, so I want to be there for that one. But LBL should be a real opportunity this year. I think I might bypass the Dauphiné and go straight into the Tour de France to wrap up the series. But before I get into anything, I think I should probably handle some planning for my season. I don't get a choice of situations as I go out and dominate. Win the first stage, but not the second. Drops me out of the lead, but I go back and win stage number 3 to claim, I guess you can count that as a triple win, 2 stages and the overall in the season opener.
Well done, lads. Congratulations to you. We were the pre-race favourites, and you lived up to the role with brio. Well done for this win. We finish with the yellow jersey, the green jersey, and the polka dot jersey.
Final standings in this race, we're comfortably ahead, nearly 3 minutes ahead of Mankeys. Adam Yates just misses the podium. I win the King of the Mountains, the points, the young rider, and we take the team classification by a pretty healthy margin. And that gives me 92 points right off the bat in the very first race of the season. And we are well ahead with a good start to our year. That was our third mountain stage victory, which was enough to bring my mountain point up to an 82, making us that much more dominant. I was going to pick up with stage 3, but this is supposed to be a punchy stage, and I'm just not seeing it. I'm going to bypass it. Managed to claim victory on this one nonetheless. Adam Yates was there in 13th. The GC for the race after 3 stages puts me into the lead by 4 seconds. Already in the driver's seat. Guys like Pogacar were nowhere to be seen in that one, and they definitely took a little bit in time losses. Coming up on the end of stage 4, Jan Izagirre is the final breakaway rider away. There was originally 7. We're about to enter the final hill of the day, 12.5K to go, so it's might be a medium climb. There was an intermediate sprint, like 1 kilometer ago, 2 kilometers ago. 10 riders attacked. It was not just points classification guys going for it. GC guys went for it, and Adam Yates and Jay Vine joined the group. The rest of my team is still with me. I wasn't bothering. I was waiting for the basic climb and to send riders up the road at that point. We're going to send our first few guys into position now. So we're going to get them to gel up, and I'm going to have Groves and Cockard move to the front, and I'll put maybe Matthews on protection instead. Now, as they push tempo and ride forward, I'm going to go ahead and follow them.
Away, guys. He's taken provisional lead of the overall standings. It's good.
Okay, we made contact with those guys, so they did sit back up. Yeah, we still got... Oh, actually, we still have a little descent. I thought that was the end of the descent. We were about to begin the climb. The climb is shorter than I thought, so it's still a hill climb. But we still need our guys to get forward, and there's more attacks. Tish Benute just attacking. So Cockard and Groves have now made it forward. It's going to put us in control here very soon.
And we're off. The man at the front is onto
the final line. A little bit of recovery here. Ooh, getting squeezed. Okay, we're on to the base of the climb. 6.8K, so definitely shorter than what I thought it was initially there. Still got 5 riders right there, but we're nearly in contact. And for now, Groves putting the effort, putting the work in. And just like that, there is separation again. And another attack.
He's moving onto the attack. He's being left behind. It's good news.
Cockard comes forward to take over control. Roglic trying to attack. Yeah, he's just bridging the gap.
Still 5 kilometers 5K of climbing for the first rider.
Cockard, Groves still working well. They're just not that punchy, so their tempo is okay, but it's not great.
The end of the stage is not far off. Stay awake. It will soon start to move in the
Okay, I
peloton.
just gelled up. Groves is totally out of red bar. Definitely try to save myself here. I don't want to have to do the work, but if I'm faster than Cockard and Groves, then I'm faster than them.
A teammate has just been dropped. You can't count on him any longer.
At 3 kilometers from the finish, there are still several potential stage winners.
That's Vauquelin. There's 6 guys out there. Kind of curious who and what we've got. Group Pogacar. Getting close to the top. It is going to flatten out a little bit. That would be a good zone to kind of bridge that gap.
You've got to chase him down.
If I can't make it here. They drop their first rider.
Less than 2 kilometers from the finish.
Got to get out of the saddle a little bit as you hit that top. Okay, time to bridge the gap. I can gel back up in just a moment. Just a little bit more to go here. Okay. In contact.
1 kilometer for the men at the front.
1K to go. Gelling up first. Roglic, Almeida, Venepul, Pogacar. I'm not the best puncher, so you gotta be careful here. 500 meters. I think I could definitely make 500 meters. So starting my acceleration now, full gas as we come out of the corner. Full attack, and that's a stage win.
Have no more energy for an attack.
That's the thing about having a good mountain rating. In the past, they would attack and we'd be losing energy and just have to go steady. Here, we go steady and essentially keep up. They were just ahead. I used a couple teammates to help out, but in reality, it was a pretty dang easy finish. They didn't have any red bar left. They'd been out of their saddle a lot. I hadn't been out of my saddle pretty much at all, so I had everything left to give and comfortably took it at the end. I probably could have attacked earlier and gapped them a little more, but I'm new to this role of being a favorite. 11-second advantage over 4 riders plus the 10-second time bonus. 41 over the Chasers, which was only 3. Vingegaard somehow missed out on all of this. He was 49 seconds down. Adam Yates ended up at 102 in 22nd. Bernal was 109 down in 23rd. They did catch and pass Groves and Cockard before the end. Those guys faded, but yeah, we're in a strong position. In the GC is now 42-second lead from Roglic. Pogacar at 44, Bardet at 48, Venepul at 48, Tish Benoot 118. Vingegaard barely cracking the top 10 for the moment. We are halfway through this first race. There's another half of stages to go, but a lot of what we're going to get this season is a lot of things are going to be sped up a bit more because I'm not going to be racing for a King of the Mountains jersey. I'm racing for GC, so it's going to come down to just being in position at the base of the final climb and then onto the final climb type scenario. Sometimes that final climb involves a descent afterward, a flat section afterward, but it still really comes down to the final climb on deciding these key stages. That being said, that puts me in a scenario where coverage of stages is going to be much shorter, which means I'll be able to cover a lot more stages within an episode. And at this point, I would think 2 or 3 episodes from now that we've established our team for the year and gotten started. I mean, we're halfway through the second race, technically, at this point, even though we really just covered 1 stage. But with that, it should only take me 2 to 3 episodes to reach the Tour de France. And then, unlike last year where it took 7 episodes to go out and fight and battle and be in a lot of breakaways and do things, again, it's going to be a lot shorter as we're focused more on final climbs. And so I have a feeling that 4 or 5 episodes will be enough to get through the Tour de France. And if we win that, that will definitely be the end of the series. So just be warned that I have a feeling that we're probably 6 or 7 episodes away from the end on this one as we draw close. Like I said, I didn't really want to get into another season because I felt we would be too dominant, and at the moment that appears to be what is the case. But I also understand the desire to see us actually take the Tour de France before ending the series. I get that. I respect that. I will accomplish that. And let's hope that I'm not being a bit arrogant on this one, assuming that I will just simply take it, because it certainly won't be a given, and I will lose time on time trials. That will be an area that is going to be a bit of a struggle, and the time could be significant. And so, yeah, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees. There's work to do yet. But we'll definitely be finishing up Paris-Nice within the next episode, and probably get into the first of the 3 monuments that we'll be involved in, but maybe not. Maybe that'll be one episode of its own. That's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.